Pleased to be joined by Eagles safety Marcus Epps. Looking good there. How you feeling today?
Doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing great. I feel like, I was just thinking, I was walking in here to the interview and I was thinking of this Miley Cyrus song, The Climb. I won't sing it for you, but I feel like that's kind of, I've talked to you so much through the years that that's a good description of your career as a Philadelphia Eagle. Has it been a climb for you?
Yeah, definitely. It's been a journey. But that's always been one thing about me is I've always just kept my head down and kept grinding. Always knew what I was working toward, and never let anything deter me off that path.
And not like you walked on at Wyoming, like nothing has ever been given to Marcus Epps. That must make it very satisfying that you're a starting safety playing great football on a defense that is among the best in the NFL.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely feels good, but it's something that I try not to, get back and think about, how far I've come. I've tried to just every day just come in and work toward where I want to be, where I want to go, because that's how you stay hungry, and that's how you keep from getting complacent.
For those who are listening, Marcus, how do you do that? Like, do you meditate? Like, what do you do to keep yourself grounded every day?
Well, the big thing that keeps me grounded is just my wife and kids. Everything I do for them. So, just being around them, being able to spend time around them is big for me. And then, I listen to music a lot. My favorite artist is Nipsey Hussle.
Yep.
So
the late Nipsey Hussle.
Yeah. So, I listen to him a lot. And I think a lot of his lyrics are about that. It just, it's a marathon, and just, continuing to grind, continuing to work for where you want to go.
I always found football players, some anyway, like they're always on edge. You use the word enjoy. I mean, there's certainly an enjoyment, but there's a thin line between enjoyment and complacency. Agree with that?
Yeah, definitely. You don't want to, like I always say, you don't ever want to feel like, okay, everything's cool. We've arrived, like we've done anything. You always want to have that edge, like you said, have that edge, that hunger of, there's so much more out there to accomplish, and in order to do that, you got to keep working every single day to get there.
Marcus, I think the last time, if I'm correct, last time we really spoke at length was in the spring OTAs. You were in position to win a starting job, had not been named the starter. So take me through what's happened since then, and how you became the starter, and kind of just the approach that you've taken.
Yeah, just even from then, in my mind, I was the starter, and I was gonna be the starter because that was just the approach I was taking. Like, hey, this is my job to lose. But in knowing that, my biggest thing was, you still got to go out there and earn it. You have to show it. You have to prove it. So, just like I always done, I made it a point to kind of come out to camp with, a chip on my shoulder like I've always had, and just prove my worth, basically.
And you're proving your worth. How do you feel you've played? I mean, the defense has been terrific, and we'll get into that, but how do you feel humbly that you've played?
I feel like I've been doing solid. Still a lot to improve on, obviously. But, I think with Coach D. Will, he does a really good job of pushing me to be great, pushing me to always look for something to improve on. And, I think that's a big reason why, too, I come out to practice every day and work at those things.
Explain what a safety does for those who see CJ, diving and making interceptions, and you guys making hits and filling. Like, what do you do? What is your job responsibility?
In this defense, it's a lot. You got to be able to do a lot of different things. First and foremost, you got to be able to communicate very well, know what you're doing and others are doing in order to get them lined up. You got to be able to do a variety of different things in terms of skill set of playing different types of coverages, playing in the box, playing in the slot. And then you just got to, you got to be able to make some plays. You got to be able to keep the ball from going over the defense's head. So,
is a safety in 2022 more of a safety, but with cornerback skills? We've talked about the evolution of the safety position through the years, and back in the day, you see a picture on the Pro Bowl wall. Michael Lewis in 2004 was a strong safety in the box, and it was like boom, overnight, the game changed, and he had to cover in space. And like some of those older safeties couldn't do what you guys are doing now. Are you a cornerback or a safety, or is that?
I think it's really just a defensive back.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I really consider myself. And that's, like you said, that's just how, the game is gearing towards. I mean, most teams nowadays don't even have a fullback on their roster, so it's a completely different game. Teams are really trying to air it out and stretch the field. So you got to be able to do those different things, but at the end of the day, teams are still, try to run the ball down your throat. So you got to be able to, when the time comes, go down in the box and fill your gaps, tackle well, take on blocks, all of those type of things. So it is versatility, and it's a combination of things in terms of skill set that you have to be able to do to play safety nowadays.
You come into the season with all these new pieces, and 3 of them, including yourself, as a full-time starter in the secondary. Take me through how and James didn't really play a lot in training camp. He got hurt, and CJ comes late. Like, how has it come together so quickly, do you think?
Honestly, I think, I've gotten this question a lot, and I think for me, the biggest thing in terms of our chemistry, I think how we are in the room off the field just carries on so well onto the field. I mean, the chemistry, we have like a really good vibe in the room. Like it's a real brotherhood, it's just real chemistry there. And I feel like when you have people that are compatible like that off the field, it makes it so much easier to work through things on the field and see things the same way on the field.
You've got to be kind of the guy who's got to help bring you and Slay, bring James along, then bring CJ along. And maybe you're starting to feel more of like a leader in that moment. Fair read, incorrect read? Maybe you've always felt like a leader. Maybe it helped you grow up and gain a little bit of confidence. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I have always seen myself as a leader, but I've always felt like I'm more of a lead by example type of person. I've never been the most vocal. Even in college, I was a 3-time captain, but I felt that
True.
the reason why I was voted captain then is because my teammates saw the way I worked, saw the way I carried myself. I came to work every day, practice every day.
But you had to kind of get yourself ready, right? I mean, I'm imagining that when CJ came in, he's looking at you like, Marcus, what am I doing in this defense? How are you going to get me ready for the opener in Detroit?
Yeah, but that's just, I take this game, I love the game of football. I have a lot of passion for it, and everything I do, I take it very seriously. So, when it comes to, film room, knowing where to line up and things of that nature, I don't ever slack on those things. I don't ever slack on the preparation of it. So, I feel like that helps me help others as well.
How important is watching film, and how does one watch film and make the most of that experience?
Oh, it's extremely important. At this level, everybody's talented. Everybody, it's the best of the best. So for me, that's one thing that I learned early is it really comes down to the mental aspect of the game of breaking down film, knowing your opponent, knowing what's coming so that you can play certain coverages or certain route concepts a certain way. So it's extremely important.
And then I know before you leave here, I know you've got the gym running. You want to do a little plug for the gym? How's it going out in Cali?
Oh yeah, it's going great. It's going great. It's been a blessing to kind of see where we started with that journey and where it's at now, and how people who've really come in and really kind of embrace the culture, that environment we're trying to have at the gym, and we've been getting good feedback. So it's been good, but just like everything else, got to keep climbing.
And and then also Interception Club in the secondary, Marcus. I mean, let's go, man.
I know.
You must be getting cracked on in the meeting rooms.
Yeah, definitely am. But it's gonna come. The biggest thing with me is I just tell myself every time, I just got to do my job and it's gonna come. So
I feel very, very. I just feel like the 1% better mantra from Nick is something that you've been living. At least since I've known you, since Philadelphia, every little bit, your number, everything just keeps growing and growing and growing. That's
yes, sir.
That's really
yes,
admirable.
Sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely. I appreciate it.